me today is Dr.
We're going to
Charles
check in
Moreland
now with Marilyn
from my
Curry. He
senior
has the very
staff,
latest on
Chief
vaccines
Matt
here in
Nemeth from
Florida,
the
vaccine
Jacksonville Sheriff's
distribution.
Office, Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department Medical Director, Dr. Bradley Elias. We're here today to provide more details on the two new City of Jacksonville COVID-19 vaccination sites that will begin operation this coming Monday, January 11th at 11 a.m. The Mandarin Senior Center, located at 3848 Hartley Road, and Lane Wiley Senior Center, located at 6710 Wiley Road. As a reminder, because of limited availability of this vaccine, Governor DeSantis has prioritized its distribution for those at most risk. At this time, the vaccine is only available for individuals 65 and older, frontline medical workers, and first responders. The vaccines at these two locations are for Duval County residents only, ages 65 and older, and they will be on a first-come, first-served basis. While you will not need to register prior to coming to these two sites, but to avoid large crowds, we will require that eligible patients come to these sites on the days associated with their birth month. Please follow these procedures strictly. We're doing this given the problems that the health department and others have had because of overloaded phone lines, online scheduling. At this time, we're asking people to come on days associated with their birth month. There's a possibility we may have to adapt and change, but this is the method we're going to use now to make sure that people can get in a smooth and efficient way. Monday is reserved for January and February birthdays. Monday is reserved for January and February birthdays. Tuesdays for March and April. Tuesdays for March and April. Wednesdays for May and June. Again, Wednesdays for May and June. Thursdays for July and August. Thursdays for July and August. Fridays for September and October. Fridays for September and October, and Saturdays will be for November and December. Please follow these guidelines. Strictly follow them. The Mandarin Senior Center will provide 500 vaccines per day. The Lane Wiley Senior Center will provide 475 for a total of just under 1,000 vaccines per day. The vaccine that's being distributed at both sites is the Pfizer vaccine, which now appears to work against a key mutation in the highly transmissible new variants of the coronavirus. Again, these two new sites will operate differently than the Prime Osborne facility, which is run by the Florida Department of Health. As I mentioned, the Lane Wiley Senior Center and the Mandarin Senior Center are a first-come, first-served basis each day based on the birthdays and days I laid out before. The staff at these sites will identify when they are close to reaching that number and will ask those who did not make the daily cut to please return on their designated day the following week or to try to get an appointment with the Florida Department of Health's Prime Osborne Convention Center vaccination location. To talk more about the qualifications and what you will need to fill out and bring with prior to receiving a vaccination, I'm turning the mic over to Dr. Charles Moreland, who has been instrumental in creating and operating our COVID-19 testing program, and now is helping lead the charge with this vaccination program as well. Dr. Moreland, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mayor Curry. It is a pleasure to serve our community throughout this crisis. In order to keep the vaccination process at these two centers running smoothly, I want to review the requirements and tell everyone how to access this form. This is the vaccination screening and consent form. Which will need to be brought to the location on your assigned day. Everyone must bring a photo ID that shows your date of birth and prove Duval County residency. You must bring a photo ID and work ID badge if you are a first responder or healthcare provider. Sites will be open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Those wishing to get a vaccine should be in line no later than 6 p.m. Masks must be worn at all times and social distancing will be required. Overnight parking or waiting in line overnight will not be permitted. Restrooms are available only for those receiving the vaccine. That brings us to our next request. Only those receiving a vaccine should come to the site. Family members not eligible to receive the vaccine should stay home unless they are a caretaker and the person receiving the vaccine requires assistance. Finally, anyone receiving the vaccine needs to go to www.coj.net/COVID vaccine form, all one word. Please print and complete this form and bring it with you on your assigned day. Thank you again for adhering to these guidelines. Back to you, Mayor.
Thank you, Dr. Moreland. Now to talk about traffic patterns, parking, and other logistics for these sites, I will introduce Chief Matt Namath from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Thank you for being with us. Chief, he's unmuted. Should be good to go, Chief. You're unmuted. We'll try to come back to the chief, and now we will go to the medical director for Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department, Dr. Brad Elias, to talk a little bit more about the procedure after receiving the vaccine. Dr. Elias, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Mayor. After receiving the vaccine, there will be a mandatory observation period for a minimum of 15 minutes for anyone receiving the vaccine. This is so our medical professionals and first responders can monitor for any potential reactions. Some individuals may be required to wait an additional 15 minutes, or 30 minutes total, based on their medical history. While allergic reactions to the COVID-19 vaccination are very rare, we are doing this out of an abundance of caution and for the safety of our citizens. The waiting area will be sanitized and you will be socially distanced while you wait. Please make sure you bring your mask and wear it during your time in the center. In the event of a medical emergency, each vaccination location will have an advanced practitioner, multiple first responders, and a dedicated rescue unit on site. I'll be happy to answer any questions at the end of the press conference. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Doctor. We are having technological issues getting Chief Matt Namath on to talk about traffic patterns. You can get it at jaxready.com. We will also get those maps and traffic patterns out to all of the news outlets so you can provide that to your viewers and all of the people of Jacksonville. Please, when this comes out, pay attention because traffic flow and access will be very important as we follow all these procedures. Thank you for your patience in dealing with these technical difficulties. Before we go to questions, I want to remind folks to continue to engage in the same safe practices we've been doing for the past year. Wear a mask when you can't socially distance indoors, hand wash, social distance, and all the things and precautions we've been taking. Until most of us can get this vaccine, personal responsibility remains our greatest tool in combating the spread of this virus. So please continue to do your part. I would remind people that we are experiencing spread now. When we experienced this summer, we said that as long as it's with us, the spread is real. So let's be responsible, let's be smart, and let's take the necessary precautions. With that, we're available for questions. Raise your hand, please. There don't appear to be any questions. Again, I want to stress procedure, and I understand that people have been frustrated with access to the vaccine. I want to remind folks, we don't control the supply chain. The state of Florida doesn't control the supply chain. It's a large federally coordinated effort for all of the states and all of the cities. We're one of many, but we're working hard to secure what we can. And as the rollout last week, the struggles that some folks faced with trying to dial into the Department of Health and then trying to go online, we are trying this, which is based on birthday and days of the week. So please adhere to this. Please be strict about it. And if we have to adapt, we will, to make sure that you can get the vaccine.